No quarterback is going to be successful in New England.
I agree with that part.
No quarterback this year.
Absolutely right.
There wasn't that urgency to reclaim what the team's identity was.
Well, I'm going to do the best I can to help the team.
This is without a doubt one of the worst starts we've ever seen to a Bill Belichick Patriots team. And it seems like it's getting worse. I mean, this has been without a doubt the worst two-game stretch in New England Patriots history. And a lot of people have some interesting theories as to what's going on. Before we get to the content, make sure you drop like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we get all that out of the way, break. My friends, we had a
legendary weekend on Prize Picks.
Your boy personally made $700, and I only missed 2 out of 11 of my picks. And you guys hit me up in the DMs and let me know about it. We're about to ramp it up for this week. Remember, you get a $100 deposit match on Prize Picks when you use my promo code Mikerophone, and I post my picks onto my Instagram story at The Flight Mike for free each and every day that there's a football game. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mike check 1212. What's going on, everybody? Rex Ryan is no stranger to making hot takes, but he said one that honestly wasn't that hot of a take in my opinion.
I've told you for years this team stinks. They'll never win again. All right, because I'm telling you, they had to run with Brady. When they let him go, I told you they would never win again. They're not going to.
If Mac Jones was in San Francisco, he would be playing like Brock Purdy.
I actually agree.
Oh, God, no.
No quarterback is going to be successful in New England.
I agree with that part.
No quarterback this year.
Absolutely right.
The reason why I don't think this is too wild of a take is if you remember during the 2021 NFL draft process, when the San Francisco 49ers decided to give up 3 first-round picks to swap picks with the Miami Dolphins to jump into the top 3 picks in the NFL draft, so they can make sure they get the quarterback of their choosing. There's an internal debate about who they were going to draft, and it was pretty comical if you think about it, because the number 1 pick was set in stone, Trevor Lawrence. The number 2 pick was supposed to be Justin Fields originally, but Zach Wilson got a lot of momentum towards the end. So a lot of people assumed that the Jets were going to take Zach Wilson. For the record, I thought they should have taken Penei Sewell and stuck with Sam Darnold for 1 more year, but I digress. The number 3 pick was a huge mystery, and in my head, I originally thought that it was going to be between Justin Fields and Mac Jones. Justin Fields had some history with Kyle Shanahan as well. The point being that the reason why Kyle Shanahan was leaning towards Mac Jones was because Mac Jones was known for his lightning fast processing speed. Trey Lance was the biggest project QB in the entire NFL draft, and for some reason, the 49ers thought it was a good idea to select the biggest project QB in the NFL draft despite being in contention for a Super Bowl. That's a different topic. At the end of the day, they decided to take Trey Lance. But if there's one thing that they really wanted, it was a quarterback with ridiculously fast processing speed. And that's what they have currently in Brock Purdy. I mean, it ended up working out remarkably for the San Francisco 49ers, but Brock Purdy was what they were hoping Mac Jones could potentially be. Kind of funny how that all works out. So I don't think it's necessarily the boldest take. Obviously, you can't assume that if you put Mac Jones in the San Francisco 49ers offense, he's automatically going to be Brock Purdy, but I can understand the vision a little bit. Regardless, Mac Jones went to what I believed was the second best place for his services, to the New England Patriots, because if there was a parallel that was consistently drawn during the pre-draft process, it was the fact that Mac Jones's greatest strength was his ability to go through his progressions rapidly, similar to Tom Brady, which meant Mac Jones was possibly the next coming of Tom Brady. Oh my God. And originally the plan was to bench Mac Jones and have him learn behind a savvy veteran like Cam Newton, but he was able to grasp the New England Patriots offense so rapidly that didn't end up happening. He started almost immediately, and in his rookie season he looked like the real deal, throwing for over 3,800 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. The New England Patriots made it to the wild card. It was a very successful rookie year for Mac Jones. He even made it to the Pro Bowl and finished behind Jamar Chase for Offensive Rookie of the Year. But things would start to get bad for Mac Jones. And originally, I thought the culprit was his offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels, departed the New England Patriots so he could ruin a brand new franchise in the Las Vegas Raiders. And the New England Patriots didn't really have a backup plan. They decided to hire Matt Patricia as Mac Jones's offensive coordinator. Subsequently, you would see multiple instances where Mac Jones would get very frustrated with with the New England Patriots, cursing in the middle of games, criticizing the play calling. A very frustrating scenario to be in if you're a quarterback that is still on a rookie scale contract, trying to prove to your original franchise that you're not a bust and you're worth building around. It's very stressful, and I can understand his frustration. Year 2 was a catastrophe for the New England Patriots. As a result of Mac Jones being frustrated by the fact that Bill Belichick hired a failed defensive coordinator to coach the offense, Mac Jones apparently reached out to Alabama in order to get some help, where Mac Jones was telling people he wasn't happy and he was calling people and asking for help about their offense. Once Bill Belichick found out about this, he got really pissed off. This resulted in trade rumors surrounding Mac Jones. Bill Belichick reportedly tried to trade Mac Jones, which was very odd. And then there was a QB shuffle over the offseason where he brought in Matt Corral, then of course cut Matt Corral. I hope Matt Corral's okay. And then you get to where we currently are. Now, a lot of people love dangling this particular statistic. It's a statistic that you've been seeing fairly consistently recently. And that's the fact that through 165 games with Tom Brady, Bill Belichick would lose 24 of them. Post Tom Brady, it took him 47 games to get to that point. Mac Jones over the past 2 weeks has not been looking very well. I mean, versus the Dallas Cowboys defense, he only had 150 passing yards, wouldn't score a single touchdown, and would get benched. He would only have 110 yards versus the New Orleans Saints, which you could make the argument is a considerably slightly worse defense than the Cowboys defense. I mean, I'm not trying to roast the Saints defense or anything. It's just you're not necessarily hearing about the New Orleans Saints suffocating defense in the media currently. You know, I'm not saying they're a horrible defense either, but I'm not saying they're like the top 3 NFL defense either, if you get what I'm saying. And throughout the past 2 games, Mac Jones has had 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 2 pick sixes, a fumble return for a touchdown, was benched twice, and was outscored 72-3. When Bill Belichick was asked if he was on the hot seat, this is what he had to say on the Greg Hill Show.
Why are you the right person to restart this organization with right now?
Yeah, well, I'm going to do the best I can to help our football team. That's my job.
There wasn't that urgency to reclaim what the team's identity was.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do the best I can to help the team.
But yes, this is something we're very used to from Bill Belichick consistently. I mean, even more statistics would be Mac Jones has the highest pressure rate by game, according to Next Gen Stats, 50% versus the Cowboys, 45.8% versus the Saints, 41.4% versus the Jets. And originally my take on this whole situation was I'm not really going to make a video on this until I start to see Mac Jones and the Patriots begin to lose to lesser teams, because so far Mac Jones and the Patriots were losing to the Philadelphia Eagles, Miami Dolphins. They were able to beat the New York Jets, and they have a pretty good defense as well. They lost to the Cowboys, who were looking very dominant up until Sunday Night Football, where they got creamed by the San Francisco 49ers, which we made a video on that. If you want to see a Dallas Cowboys fan give you the reason for our problems, we made a video on that the moment it ended. If we want to get into specifics about why the New England Patriots are failing, it's that the roster is just terrible. And I think it's really lazy to blame this all on Mac Jones, because when you look at Mac Jones's tape, and I have been looking at some of Mac Jones's tape, typically what's screwing him over isn't the fact that he doesn't have the arm talent. It's a lot of times either his wide receivers are failing him, or pressure gets to him so quickly that he ends up making the wrong read. Or in his case, since he was known for and still is known for how quickly he processes defenses, he tends to skip reads, and the reads that he skips tend to be the wide open wide receiver. So I don't think Mac Jones is the problem here. I think that offensive line is a problem here. I think the wide receiver core is an even bigger problem. I don't think Juju Smith-Schuster solved anything, and I really think he's a shell of his former self. And that's saying something considering the fact that he had one really good season with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had another solid season with the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2020. He had a great season with the Kansas City Chiefs, and once he secured a long-term deal, I don't necessarily know if he's trying nearly as hard. His route running leaves something to be desired for me. This is all leading to something that the media absolutely loves to do, questioning whether or not if Bill Belichick is the problem. If you remember in our last video, we came across an article that said Bill Belichick has been on the hot seat since 2019, and Jared Mayo is next in line. And here's the thing, I don't necessarily think it's a bad idea to have Bill Belichick step down as either the general manager or the head coach of this team. 71 years old. Will he do that? Probably not, because he's chasing Don Shula's win record. And that's probably the reason why the New England Patriots are continuing forward with him. At a specific point in any relationship, it's best for both sides to go on, especially when you've been on a team for as long as Bill Belichick has been with the New England Patriots. And it seems like a lot of individuals are making it known that Mac Jones isn't the problem, including Bill Belichick, even though he benched him twice in a row. Now, Adam Schefter went on the Pat McAfee show and said that, yeah, so far, Mac Jones is the quarterback for the New England Patriots, but how long that's going to be remains to be seen.
Bill has said that he's standing behind the quarterback for now, that when they play the Las Vegas Raiders this week, the offense isn't going to look the same. What that means, we'll find out as the week evolves.
I personally don't think Mac Jones is the only person to blame here. I feel like he's in a very tough situation, and any QB in this situation would struggle as well. And if you remember, Tom Brady during his final years with the New England Patriots didn't necessarily look like the legendary Tom Brady that we all know and love. In his final season with the Patriots, Brady had his career low completion percentage with 61%. He still threw for over 4,000 passing yards, but he also had one of the lowest QBRs of his career, a 55.7. And that's a huge reason why the Patriots didn't mind when he decided to move on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But if you remember, during that season, a huge narrative was the fact that Tom Brady didn't really have anyone to throw the football to. That's why they brought in Antonio Brown in the middle of the season for about a week. Which brings us to this one question: what do the New England Patriots do to fix this? Well, here's the thing. A lot of people are saying that Bill Belichick was carried by Tom Brady. But Tom Brady would have never gotten a chance in the NFL if Bill Belichick didn't allow a 6th round pick QB to make the roster in his rookie season. Brady made it in as a QB3 and eventually won the camp battle to become QB2, and when fate struck and Drew Bledsoe went down, he became QB1. And it was Bill Belichick's wisdom that understood that he should stick with Tom Brady moving forward. Now, does that mean that you should try to stay by Bill Belichick despite a losing season? I'm not necessarily sure, because I feel like once you have a head coach that is responsible for 6 Super Bowls, then it's in your best interest to stay by him. At the same time, Bill Belichick has been making some intelligent roster decisions, I guess. I mean, not paying JC Jackson was very intelligent as well. But I feel like when you have a coach that brought that many Super Bowls to your team, you should give him a longer leash. Because at the end of the day, finding a new head coach is a gigantic dice roll. You're pretty much playing roulette until you find a competent head coach. And don't get me wrong, I mean, sometimes you hire Mike McDaniel and sometimes you hire Brandon Staley. There's no guarantee in finding an upgrade if you move on from Bill Belichick. So let me know in the comment section down below, if you're a New England Patriots fan, what do you think the Patriots should do? Should they fire Bill Belichick? Should they cut Mac Jones? Should they just tank out the season and try to bring in Caleb Williams? Would that even help at this point? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.